Have more than you show, speak less than you know. What a terrible era in which idiots govern the blind. There is nothing so confining as the prisons of our own perceptions. Laughing faces do not mean that there is absence of sorrow, but it means that they have the ability to deal with it. When I got enough confidence, the stage was gone. When I was sure of losing, I won. When I needed people the most, they left me. When I learned to dry my tears, I found a shoulder to cry on. And when I mastered the art of hating, somebody started loving me. Never play with the feelings of others, because you may win the game, but the risk is that you will surely lose the person for lifetime. The eyes are the window to your soul. If we are true to ourselves, we cannot be false to anyone. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Go wisely and slowly. Those who rush stumble and fall. When we are born, we cry that we are come to this great stage of fools. One touch of nature makes the whole world kin. Beauty lives with kindness. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Brevity is the soul of wit. When a father gives to his son, both laugh. When a son gives to his father, both cry. There's a time for all things. We suffer a lot the few things we lack, and we enjoy too little the many things we have. In friendship, as in love, we are often happier through our ignorance than our knowledge. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player, that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Desperate times breed desperate measures. Strong reasons make strong actions. Nothing comes from doing nothing. The leopard does not change his spots. Give thanks for what you are today, and go on fighting for what you gon' be tomorrow. A girl takes too much time to love and a few seconds to hate. But a boy takes a few seconds to love and too much time to hate. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Don't trust the person who has broken faith once. No legacy is so rich as honesty. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. You know who you are, but know not who you could be. Listen to many, speak to a few. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not jump with common spirits and rank me with the barbarous multitudes. To me, fair friend, you never can be old, for as you were when first your eye wide, such seems your beauty still. Every why has a wherefore. I wish you all the joy that you can wish. Honesty is the best policy. If I lose mine honor, I lose myself. Love does not see with the eyes, but with the soul. In struggling with misfortunes lies the true proof of virtue. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Some men never seem to grow old. Always active in thought, always ready to adopt new ideas, they are never chargeable with foggyism. Satisfied, yet ever dissatisfied, settled, yet ever unsettled, they always enjoy the best of what is, are the first to find the best of what will be. Instead of weeping when a tragedy occurs in a songbird's life, it sings away its grief. I believe we could well follow the pattern of our feathered friends. I would challenge you to a battle of wits, but I see you are unarmed. All's well if all ends well. Love runs away from those chasing her, and those who run away, she throws herself on his neck. Wisdom cries out in the streets, and no man regards it. How sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. To climb steep hills requires a slow pace at first. If I could write the beauty of your eyes and in fresh numbers number all your graces, the age to come would say, this poet lies, such heavenly touches ne'er touched earthly faces. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it. I am not bound to please thee with my answer. Give thy thoughts no tongue. Be great in act, as you have been in thought. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. When words are scarce, they are seldom spent in vain. The empty vessel makes the loudest sound. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. Though I am not naturally honest, I am sometimes so by chance. Experience is by industry achieved and perfected by the swift course of time. Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream the best is yet to come. This thing of darkness I acknowledge mine. There is nothing more confining than the prison we don't know we are in. People's good deeds we write in water. The evil deeds are etched in brass. Words spoken cannot be recalled, so think twice before you speak. If your mind dislike anything, obey it. There was never yet philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. Opinion, a sovereign mistress of effects. Lord, what fools these mortals be! Heaven truly knows that thou art false as hell. True hope is swift, and flies with swallows' wings. I do desire we may be better strangers. Kindness in women, not their beauteous looks, shall win my love. Let me embrace thee, sour adversity, for wise men say it is the wisest course. Sit by my side, and let the world slip, we shall ne'er be younger. Tears water our growth. The instruments of darkness tell us truths. A smile cures the wounding of a frown. O Lord that lends me life, lend me a heart replete with thankfulness. Nature teaches beasts to know their friends. I like this place and could willingly waste my time in it. Smooth runs the water where the brook is deep. Words are easy, like the wind, faithful friends are hard to find. Love asks me no questions, and gives me endless support. Some rise by sin, and some by virtue fall. Women speak two languages, one of which is verbal. Love comforteth like sunshine after rain, but lust's effect is tempest after sun. Love's gentle spring doth always fresh remain. Lust's winter comes ere summer hath be done. Love surfeits not, lust like a glutton dies. Love is all truth, lust full of forged lies. To weep is to make less the depth of grief. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better. Give every man thine ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. 'Tis the time's plague, when madmen lead the blind. Though she be but little, she is fierce. How far that little candle throws its beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world. Don't waste your love on somebody who doesn't value it. A light heart lives long. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. Praising what is lost makes the remembrance dear. Love is the greatest of dreams, yet the worst of nightmares. God shall be my hope, my stay, my guide and lantern to my feet. Affection is a coal that must be cooled, else, suffered, it will set the heart on fire. Modest doubt is called the beacon of the wise. To be, or not to be, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep, to say we end the heartache, and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die to sleep, perchance to dream, aye, there's the rub. Ignorance is the curse of God, knowledge is the wing wherewith we fly to heaven. There is plenty of time to sleep in the grave, the more pity, that fools may not speak wisely what wise men do foolishly. The time of life is short, to spend that shortness basely were too long. Time's the king of men, he's both their parent, and he is their grave, and gives them what he will, not what they crave. Reputation is an idle and most false imposition, oft got without merit, and lost without deserving. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. A good heart is worth gold. Let gentleness my strong enforcement be. If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? My crown is in my heart, not on my head, not decked with diamonds and Indian stones, nor to be seen. My crown is called content, a crown it is that seldom kings enjoy. Let every man be master of his time. Talking isn't doing. It is a kind of good deed to say well, and yet words are not deeds. A good heart is the sun and the moon, or, rather, the sun and not the moon, for it shines bright and never changes. Who could refrain that had a heart to love and in that heart courage to make love known? When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. Age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite variety. The extreme parts of time extremely forms all causes to the purpose of his speed. The course of true love never did run smooth. My grief lies all within, and these external manners of lament are merely shadows to the unseen grief that swells with silence in the tortured soul. Pleasure and action make the hours seem short. All things are ready, if our mind be so. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Highly fed and lowly taught. Good company, good wine, good welcome, can make good people. What my tongue dares not that my heart shall say, it is the disease of not listening that I am troubled with. To do a great right, do a little wrong. God has given you one face, and you make yourself another. Frame your mind to mirth and merriment, which bars 1,000 harms and lengthens life. Sweet are the uses of adversity. Good morning to you, fair and gracious daughter. Fishes live in the sea, as men do a land. The great ones eat up the little ones. You speak an infinite deal of nothing. Time does not have the same appeal for everyone. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. A good leg will fall, a straight back will stoop, a black beard will turn white, a curled pate will grow bald, a fair face will wither, a full eye will wax hollow, but a good heart, Kate, is the sun and the moon, or, rather, the sun and not the moon, for it shines bright and never changes, but keeps his course truly. Beauty is bought by judgment of the eye. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. I'll note you in my book of memory. Nothing can come of nothing. I cannot do it without counters. Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear. Seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What's done can't be undone. You will never age for me, nor fade, nor die. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. One may smile and be a villain. The wheel has come full circle, and he goes through life, his mouth open and his mind closed. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. What must be shall be. We all are men, and our own nature's frail, and capable of our flesh. Few are angels. We all are men, and our own nature's frail, and capable of our flesh. Few are angels. Say as you think and speak it from your souls. More of your conversation would infect my brain. I wasted time, and now doth time waste me. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Make use of time, let not advantage slip. Men of few words are the best men. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me? Forbear to judge, for we are sinners all. Heaven is above all, yet there sits a judge that no king can corrupt. Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness. Vanity keeps persons in favor with themselves who are out of favor with all others. Love is not love that alters when it alteration finds. Why, what's the matter, that you have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm and cloudiness? If music be the food of love, play on, give me excess of it, that surfeiting, the appetite may sicken, and so die. Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feelings as to sight? Let us not burden our remembrances with a heaviness that's gone. She's beautiful, and therefore to be wooed. She is a woman, therefore to be won. Few love to hear the sins, they love to act. The good I stand on is my truth and honesty. When you do dance, I wish you a wave o' the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. The better part of valor is discretion, in the which better part one have saved my life. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues and trees, books in the running brooks, sermons and stones, and good in everything. There is nothing in the world so much like prayer as music is. William Shakespeare, if you have tears, prepare to shed them now. Fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you. God, the best maker of all marriages, combine your hearts into one. My friends were poor, but honest, so's my love. There's many a man hath more hair than wit. Let's go hand in hand, not one before another. The robbed that smiles steals something from the thief. All of creation's a farce. Man was born as a joke. In his head his reason is buffeted like wind-blown smoke. Life is a game. Everyone ridicules everyone else. But he who has the last laugh laughs longest. I say there is no darkness but ignorance. Having nothing, nothing can he lose. One half of me is yours, the other half is yours, mine own, I would say, but if mine, then yours, and so all yours. Do not for one repulse, forego the purpose that you resolve to effect. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat. My soul is in the sky. The object of art is to give life a shape. In time we hate that which we often fear. With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come. And let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. What is past is prologue. Forget, forgive, conclude, and be agreed. Thy husband is thy Lord, thy life, thy keeper, thy head, thy sovereign. One that cares for thee, and for thy maintenance commits his body to painful labor both by sea and land, to watch the night in storms, the day in cold, whilst thou least warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands but love, fair looks, and true obedience, too little payment for so great a debt. Now I will believe that there are unicorns. And oftentimes excusing of a fault doth make the fault the worse by the excuse. Let every eye negotiate for itself and trust no agent. Things sweet to taste prove in digestion sour. Dispute not with her, she is lunatic. The voice of parents is the voice of God's, for to their children they are heaven's lieutenants. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek, a goodly apple rotten at the heart. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath! Parting is such sweet sorrow, good wombs have borne bad sons. I am giddy, expectation whirls me round. The imaginary relish is so sweet that it enchants my sense. Heat not a furnace for your foe so hot that it do singe yourself. Speak low, if you speak love. Why, I can smile and murder whiles I smile, and cry content to that which grieves my heart, and wet my cheeks with artificial tears, and frame my face for all occasions. Gestures do oft prove prophets. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong, to love that well which thou must leave ere long, but flies an eagle flight, bold and forth on, leaving no track behind. I was a coward on instinct. Rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. A true repentance shuns the evil itself, more than the external suffering or the shame. The tempter or the tempted, who sins most? If we are marked to die, we are now to do our country loss, and if to live, the fewer men, the greater share of honor. God's will. I pray thee. Wish not one man more. Woe to that land that's governed by a child. Woe to that land that's governed by a child. My heart is ever at your service. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs. Conscience is but a word that cowards use, devised at first to keep the strong in awe of all the flowers, methinks a rose is best. In peace there's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. Though this be madness, yet there is method in. Well, everyone can master a grief, but he that has it. And where the offense is, let the great axe fall. Every subject's duty is the king's, but every subject's soul is his own. I have heard of your paintings too, well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, and you lisp, and nickname God's creatures, and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, I'll no more on't, it hath made me mad. The man that hath no music in himself, nor is not moved with concord of sweet sounds, is fit for treasons, stratagems, and spoils. Bid me run, and I will strive with things impossible. Nothing emboldens sin so much as mercy. There was a star danced, and under that was I born. Like as the waves make towards the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end, each changing place with that which goes before, and sequent toil all forwards do contend. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. In a false quarrel there is no true valor. Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. A heavy heart bears not a nimble tongue. Educated men are so impressive. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. For she had eyes and chose me. Oh, call back yesterday, bid time return. Lord Bacon told Sir Edward Coke when he was boasting, the less you speak of your greatness, the more shall I think of it. The devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, refuse thy name, thou art thyself, thou not a Montague. What is Montague? 'Tis nor hand nor foot nor any other part belonging to a man. What is in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, so Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain such dear perfection to which he owes without that title. Romeo, doth thy name. And for that name which is no part of thee, take all thyself. They say best men are molded out of faults, and, for the most, become much more the better for being a little bad. Thou canst not speak of what thou dost not feel. Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is! Oh, brave new world, that has such people isn't. Have more than you show, speak less than you know. What a terrible era in which idiots govern the blind.